Kathy Kress again, and back with my YouTube series, Geriatric Care 1, and we are doing long distance care providers. And what I'm going to talk about now is what you, the Geriatric Care Manager, can do for a long distance care provider. Because I already talked about who is a long distance care provider, etc., etc. You can go back and look at the former series. So what can you do? Well, the first thing you do is what I say, every time that I talk to anybody, YouTube or whatever, is that you do a geriatric assessment. And there is another playlist in YouTube in this channel that you can see, or you can go to my Handbook of Geriatric Care Management. And all it is a functional and a psychosocial assessment, but it is looking at everything about the older person, but you add a care plan, which you always should do, which is how you're going to solve the problems, what solutions you're going to bring. And I'm kind of going to divide long-distance care providers, your clients, into three categories. And the first is that the long-distance care provider hires you because they don't want to be involved. They love their mother, their father, their relative, whatever, but they live long distance, have a family, have a lot of obligations, and they want you, the geriatric care manager, which you do in many cases, to execute everything. So that's a full-service client. And then you might have a long-distance care provider who does want to be involved. They don't want to be involved all the time, but they do want to come back and take their parent to the doctor. They do want to do certain things. So they're not full service, they're say 3/4 service. And then you have a third kind of client, and that's a long-distance care provider who is not really, it isn't like a single daughter dealing with the situation. There are many siblings, and there is a sibling or somebody in the family that's doing the hands-on care in the long-distance city. And they're sort of co-managing, and there's probably problems going on. So there are the three we're going to cover. So like I said, you always do a geriatric assessment, and then you do something called a caregiver assessment. And a caregiver assessment, I think, is critical in most services that you offer as a geriatric care manager. But you really, the reason you're serving this long-distance care provider is because they're under a lot of stress and burden in geriatric terms. But, their hair's on fire. They're having a real hard time because they're flying back and forth. It's costing a lot of money. They have children, all those things. So you really have to do a geriatric assessment plus a caregiver assessment. That's optional for you in your business. You do your regular care plan, and you use what I call a whole family approach, which I got from Buddy Dibness, and a wonderful geriatric care manager in LA. And really, in every case, you're dealing with the whole family. Aging is not about an old person, it's about the whole family. So you're going to basically have a whole family approach because you've got the caregiver who has a number of problems you're going to solve for them, and then you've got the older person who really is having a hard time being by themselves because their family does not live next door, because we don't live next door anymore. So the full service person, let's start with that. The full service person, what are you going to do for them? Well, you're going to do everything you do as a geriatric care manager. You're going to make regular monitoring visits, meaning that you're going to go out and do a mini assessment every time, what drugs changed, what interventions that you made are working and what aren't, what isn't working. You're going to go over their medical issues, their health care issues, arrange for any kind of transportation, basically to doctors, Meals on Wheels coming in. Are they, basically going to a senior center? How do they get there? Figure all that out. Hire home health care staff if that's what's going on. Do a status report to the family. Be on call in emergencies. All the things you would normally do as a geriatric care manager. So I will see you next time, and check out the other parts of the series and go to my website, which is up again. It was down for a while, got hacked, kathykress.com, and I will see you next time.